Hello everybody, welcome back to another Dokkan Battle video, and I am back again for Bardock. I really do like Bardock as a, character, and I had to get another mic because my old one broke, but I had to wait because, the world's kind of crazy right now, but it's all good. So we are here, we're going to start, covering this data download we had yesterday. Luckily the global version got it as well, so we can cover that. So let's go ahead and look at what's happening here. So we got Team Bardock, basically the free-to-play Rainbow ones. We got the new Bardock, and we got this new Raditz unit. And actually, Mecha Frieza and King Cold are coming to the global version tonight, when the celebration actually starts. And it does seem that the free-to-play units release with the celebration info. Actually, if we go ahead and check on, see that right there, the JPN version. I could have just, gone right there at the menu, but I suck. As soon as it loads through for me, because my phone, I actually have to get a new phone soon. This one's kind of starting to lag out a little. It's like a Samsung Galaxy S7 or something. It's getting old. I don't know. But let's see when they drop on the version. Okay, so it seems that the event will start earlier on the global version. It starts at 5 p.m. PDT. Well, it just starts at 11. Well, it started like 11:15 p.m. 11:18 p.m. PDT. So that's interesting. All right, let's go over all the units and what I think about them. We'll start off with this Fascia because I believe she's the first one that drops because it will be in day. I believe it should be in today, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see right here. This is Fascia, the first SSR Fascia in the game. She's low class warrior key 2 and 50% to stats, nothing too special. She got supreme damage and lowers attacking defense. That's pretty good. Her stats are they're decent. They're not really great, Her defense is okay. Like, she's a free to play unit. Nothing too much to expect from there. Their stats are really low though. Were the Guinea Force stats that low? I don't even know. Well, no, the Guinea Force stats were that low. Okay, let's go over here. So her passive goes Glorious Charge, defense 90%, high chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack, which is a 50% chance. She randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres when an ally whose name includes Bardock, Team Bardock excluded, excuse me, on the turn. So that's not bad. She's uber defensive. She creates rainbow orbs with the Bardock. She has a high chance of evading attacks. And she does lower attack and defense. I see a lot of people disappointed that she doesn't get any attack boost, which honestly I'm a little disappointed as well. Especially since she, even with the attack boost, it's not like she would be hitting hard anyways, since she only lowers attack and defense. But she's a good unit to just put like in a bunch of attacks, especially as a floater. Sometimes in the third slot, there's like always like 50 attacks, but the high chance is nice, but sometimes you can get really screwed over it. Like when I use the LR Fusion sometimes and they have the high chance to dodge in the third slot, sometimes it's not the best, especially since you won't be really good defensively if you can't lower the attack and defense of the enemy. So that's something you have to consider as well. Her links are Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Lineage, Team Bardock, Saiyan Pride, Battlefield Diva, Prepare for Battle, and Shattering the Limit. So, Saiyan Pride, Prepare for Battle, Shattering the Limit are all pretty good on just any team in general. Battlefield Diva is good for, of course, the Peppy Gals team. I'm not sure what category she's on, that's the only thing. She's probably just on Pure Saiyans, Team Bardock, Low Class Warriors, Peppy Gals. I can't really think of anything else she would be on. That's basically it. And from looking right here, yeah, basically Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Lineage, and Team Bardock is okay. They're not really too special, but they don't really need the extra key because she's basically filled with key links. She doesn't really need the extra key. We'll skip Team Bardock for now. Let's go on to Borgos right here. And his leader score is exactly the same, 2 key and 50%. All of them are, I believe. This time his anger cannon, he causes supreme damage with a medium chance of stunning the enemy. His passive is attack and defense plus 90%. He gets an additional attack and defense plus 30% when facing one enemy, which is pretty good. His stats are actually decent. They're basically all around the same, around 10k, 11k attack, 7k defense, and 9k HP. He launches an additional super attack when facing 2 or more enemies, so that's actually something good for Super Battle Road. in a sense, because he does still have that medium chance of stunning. So if he launches 2 super attacks, that's 2 chances right there, which is pretty nice, honestly. His links are the same as Fasha's, you know, same warrior race, same lineage, Team Bardock, everything like that. But he does have Infighter, which is 10% attack, and attacked enemies defense minus 10%. The second part isn't too important in many events, but the extra 10% attack is pretty good. I haven't really looked at the links of the other units, so I'm not sure how they work well together, but they'll basically have the same links in it, honestly. Just like the free-to-play Ginyu Force. I don't even... So it's, you know, it's nice that, you know, they have some link diversity, but it's not too important. Now this Tora, boy, this Tora got my dick hard, bro. Okay, his low class warrior 2 key, 50% stats. He raises attack and defense, causes supreme damage, which is already pretty good on its own. On its own makes him better than like the Fasha and the Borgos easily, honestly. That, you know, that stacking, because Fasha is good, but I guess she might be better in like a super battle type setting. But the thing is that she's not really like a go-to unit you would pick, because if she doesn't dodge, she'll get hit really hard, even with her free-to-play stats. With Borgos, he has a medium chance of stunning, but it's still only a 25% chance. And if he doesn't stun, you know, stunning is weird because in Super Battle World there are always multiple enemies, so it's nice to stun one of the enemies. But if you're fighting against like 4, it may not be too impactful sometimes, especially if they're all just attacking, like if they're all spreading their attacks and everything. And they, like, say if they get the unit you want to stun gets a hit on you right before you attack, and you're like, oh, okay, and you stun them, and you're like, well, that's useless now, you know. Anyways, continuing on from there, another reason why he's really good is because he's a support unit. He gives all allies 2 key and attack and defense plus 30%, which is probably better. No, it is better than what Borgos and Fasha does. They're kind of just stagnant, you know, hard hitter defensive unit. This guy is actually a support for the whole rotation, which I feel like, you know, something like low class warrior didn't really need, because we do have like something like Turles, but it could really help in other certain teams, I believe. I can't really think of what categories Tor would be on. Like, I mean, it's still pretty good to, you know, do that, especially with raising attack and defense. And then he recovers 10% HP when HP is 70% or less, and there are 5 or more low class warrior category allies on the team. So that's basically only on the Team Bardock team, or if you get the AGL Bardock, we'll cover him in a second. You can run a full low class warrior team as well, and that could work. Other than that, he's not really too like great. He has Cold Judgment, which is a nice, you know, 20% defensive link. I feel like Fasha should have had Cold Judgment, honestly. That would have probably helped her out a little more than this Tor would have really needed it. Otherwise than that, this Tor is still definitely the best from what I'm seeing so far, even covering the other next 3 units, but I really do like this Tor unit, and he's the only SSR Tor in the game, so it's always helpful to have more options, especially for support units. Say if you never pulled Turles, because Turles, like in global version, I know he was gone for a while, and I don't even know if he's returned too many times yet. And like, say if you don't have Great Ape Tor, like full dupes, or you don't feel like putting orbs into him, because right now he's not too great. Maybe if he gets an easy A, we'll find out that actually in about less than an hour, so that's interesting. Let's go look at the Shugesh right now. Shugesh is pretty good as well. He raises defense, it causes supreme damage, so that's very nice. That makes him, yeah, it's pretty nice, especially since he still does have that attacking defense 90%. Now, if you see every single one of these units besides Tor, like this Borgos, the Borgos and the Shugesh had attacking defense plus 90%. It made sense with the Borgos, but with the Shugesh, he still raises his defense and he gets 90% attack still. I feel like Fasha should have had that extra attack, but I don't know, stupid. He performs a critical hit when the target enemy is stunned, and then he stuns the target enemy when the target enemy is super stack sealed. So, if we go look at it, I believe the Bardock seals enemies' super attacks. So, if the enemy is sealed, this Borgos can't stun them, guaranteed. And if the enemy is already stunned, then he performs a guaranteed critical. So, since he's physical, you can go 20 additional on this guy, and he'll raise his defense even more. And then, you know, he doesn't have to, you know, have any potential system to crit, you know, which is very, very nice. I like the design. It may be a little restricted in a sense, but say the enemy is sealed, then you attack him and then you stun them. Then you get the additional. Now his second part of his passive procs because the enemy's now stunned and he gets that guaranteed crit. That's basically what they're thinking. They really want you guys to make this guy with additionals, which I feel like it's nice. It's more unique than other units, and I do kind of enjoy that, honestly. He gives, so yeah, Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Lineage, Tough as Nails, Shitty Link, Team Bardock, Saiyan Pride, Prepare for Battle, and Shattering the Limit. So basically, the same links as always. The Shugesh is actually really, really good, because I feel like he's probably the most diverse besides the Tora, because he could actually be good in Super Battle Road events and the Legendary Goku event, because he stacks his defense, but he also gets stun and crit guaranteed. It's pretty useful. Now we have the STR Bardock right here. He's actually not bad either, but he is definitely overshadowed by the new Bardock. So he has the highest attack of everyone. He causes supreme damage and seal super attack, which I was right. They want you to pair everyone with this Bardock, but honestly, the best one would pair with this Bardock would be either the Tora or the Shugesh. He gets attack 18% per key sphere obtained, which sounds really good, but he has low stats, so it won't be as effective as you think. And they really want him to be with Fasha, but it wouldn't be a bad rotation. And then he gets reduced damage by 10% per team Bardock category ally on the team. Now that 50% damage cut is definitely a lot more effective than the 40%. The extra 10% actually is very effective, but I wouldn't really say that it's great without having a defensive buff still. So if we look at, say, AGL Tapion, he can take pretty nicely, but you know, he still takes damage because he doesn't have that defensive buff until I believe if he goes under 50% HP, I think he gets like 50% defense, something among those lines, which, you know, I think that 50% defense sounds enough with 50% damage reduction. Now, he has Saiyan Warrior Race, Experienced Fighters, Saiyan Lineage, Team Bardock, Saiyan Pride, Prepare for Battle, and Shattering the Limit. So, basically the same links as everyone again. He's not a bad unit, his stats are decent. His defense is very low. They made sure to make his defense the lowest because he does have that damage reduction. So, I feel like this Bardock, if I had to rate them, I would say Taurus first, Shugesh is second, but, you know, Taurus, I don't know. I mean, I like Shugesh a lot as a unit, but I think Taurus is still better. Taurus, Shugesh, I would say Borgos is third, and then between Fasha and Bardock as last, because Bardock is weak defensively, but he does still super attack. But Fasha does still lower attack and defense. I don't know if it would be as useful as Sealing, however. So I might edge up Bardock in front, even though he's not as strong defensively. Fasha does have the high chance to dodge though, so I think you could, you know, you could talk me into either one. Let's look at this Raditz first, actually. This is the first SSR/TUR Raditz we actually have had in the game in a while. That's, like, it's the first summonable version as well. We had that old free-to-play Raditz, which is what I was talking about, but obviously he's not good anymore. His main point was the World Tournament, but no. Just no. Okay, so these are his stats right here at rainbow level. You know, these are not bad stats. His attack is actually pretty decent. His defense is actually Dokkan Fest level, I'd say. Because let's go look at this Bardock right here. Real quick. Yeah, not too far off, honestly. 1,000 less. It's not the worst. The Ajo Bardock actually has pretty high defense for Dokkan Fest. Non-easy at Dokkan Fest, of course. So it's not the worst, actually. Let's continue on right here. He's actually pretty good. He's low class warrior, key 3, and 120% to stats, which is not bad. If you pull this guy and not the main Bardock, you know, you could still run a low class warriors team with this guy as the leader and running the Ajo Bardock as a friend. Excuse me, it's not a bad idea at all. So his super attack is Saturday Crash. He raises attack, causes supreme damage with a high chance of stunning. Very good for Super Battle Road, of course. And this guy is basically a Super Battle Road monster. You are a shame to our race. Attack and defense plus 100%. Key plus 1 and an additional. Attack and defense 100% when facing only one enemy. Now this is where it gets really stupid. Key 2 stuns the attacked enemy. Reduces damage received by 50% when facing 2 or more enemies. That's actually, like, insanely good, considering that he already has 100% defense. His defensive stat is pretty good. You know, and then he has a high chance of stunning on a super attack either way. And he gets a damage reduction and he just guaranteed stuns. It's like guaranteed stun is actually insane. It's like the Trunks and Maidu on the Mofuba, I believe. Either guaranteed stun or seal. One of the two. I feel like they stun, but I'm not sure. I haven't used them in like a minute, honestly. But like I can't think of too many units who guaranteed stun. This guy just like pops into Super Broad Road, just dick slaps everyone, and then they're just fucking done, bro. It's crazy. And then if he's facing a Goku family or Namekian's category enemy, he gets a 50% attack and a high chance of performing a crit. So this guy you want to build with more additionals, I'd say, just because of that. Goku's family is a pretty diverse category. Namekian's is kind of there, but every once in a while, like in Super Broad Road, I'd say Namekian, like finding some Piccolos. Piccolo is pretty common in Super Broad Road, I'd say. See, I remember seeing Piccolo a lot, and Goku's family 100%. You see Goku's family all the time in Super Battle Road stages, especially in the extreme classes ones, where you fight the super class enemies. There's so many Goku family units, and of course, this is where this guy will definitely be used. In the new 10 stages, I believe those are just the mono stages, but harder, so that's gonna be really fun. And yeah, this guy's actually pretty decent. I haven't seen really anyone talking about him, but he's actually really good. So I hope I do pull him and show him off. His links are Brutal Beatdown, Saiyan Warrior Race, Coward, Saiyan Lineage, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle, and Nightmare. So those are pretty good links. I wish he had, say, a link like Fear and Faith or something, like another villain link, so that he could be used more easily on these, villain teams. But since as an extreme class Saiyan, they don't really get those links per se. Think of Broly. This guy is actually gonna be really good next to the Tech-Alert Broly, because they'll have Saiyan Lineage, Prepare for Battle, Fierce Battle at least. I don't remember if he has Nightmare, but that could be a link possibly shared. And this, he has pretty decent links with extreme class, enemies in terms of attack links. He gives himself Ki, he raises attack, not a bad unit at all. This Raditz is definitely not being talked about at all, to the amount they should be, in my opinion. He's very good. Now let's go on with this Dokkan Fest Bardock. Could I transform with him? I don't know. I don't think so. So I kind of know what he does already transformed anyway, so it's fine. If anything, we could maybe go to the Dokkan Wiki. So his stats are actually very good. He has really high HP. His attack is not as high as we've seen from recent Dokkan Fest. Reminds me of Android 13 with his attack stat. Because there is like Future Gohan, and then Cooler, and then Super Saiyan 2 Majin Vegeta, and Super Saiyan 3 Goku Angel. And then Android 13 was kind of there in the middle with like under 17k attack, which is I feel like another reason why people saw him so more underwhelming. But he's actually a defensive juggernaut. I feel like Android 13 is very, very underrated. But let's not go on there yet. So his leader skill is Revenge and Low Class Warrior category, Key 4, HP 130% and attacking defense plus 170%. So I'll go over the Revenge category like in this video, but I hate it, kind of. It's just stupid exclusions. The HP 130%, attacking defense plus 170%. I feel like with this unit, you actually probably would prefer the attack, the HP over the defense. I like the defense a lot better, because I feel like the shorter events are definitely a lot harder than, the longer events. And in the shorter events, you don't have time to build up. So having that extra defense, like it's an extra like 30k 40k defense from what I've seen, especially with like this Bardock and units who are especially rainbowed. Like with the more dupes you have in the units, I feel like it's a lot more impactful. So having that extra like stat, the extra like 30-40k defense is very, very like potent, I'd say, because in Super Battle Road, it's not just super attacks, normal attacks do a lot of extra damage. And if you could survive this, I feel like you could survive super attacks, and as long as you take nothing from normal attacks, you should be fine. Even when only like around 430k HP or so you have with a 130% HP. I feel like that's enough, like considering that most super attacks will probably hit for 150k or so, and that's if like you're not even a good defensive unit like this Bardock could be. So I don't know, it's a debate in the community right now, but I kind of like It's not bad either way. It allows his Bardock to raise his defense a lot faster. Because of course he stacks defense, causes miss damage. I wish he sealed too, but that's nothing too important. So he gets attacking defense plus 120%, an additional attack plus 10% per low class warrior category ally on the team, up to 50%. And then he has attacks effective against all types when there is a wicked bloodline category enemy. Now that's pretty good. It's not the greatest. It's kind of bland, honestly, from looking at it. It's very generic. It's fun. Well, it would be fun against a Wicked Bloodline specifically, but like, it's just kind of like a flat. He's not really doing anything like too special. It's kind of boring, honestly. Especially after we got a unit like the LR Fusions or Broly, Chile, and Limo, even the LR Rosé. They're kind of a lot more creative in design. This guy's kind of like generic, I'd say. You know, very generic. Base form, anyways. So he's Saiyan warrior race, experienced fighters, Saiyan lineage, family ties, Saiyan pride, prepared for battle, and fierce battle. So I swear there used to be a way to transform into Super Saiyan here. Maybe on the JP side. I know what he does more or less when he goes Super Saiyan, but just in case, let's go to the Dokkan Wiki. That's how I check top roasting, by the way. Let's go here. It might actually be updated. I would have to go to the mobile browser version, however. Sorry for the delay, guys. I should have probably had this pulled up. I thought he would be able to go Super Saiyan here. So if I go to the revenge category, because I actually don't think this Age of Bardock is not in Team Bardock because he wasn't in Team Bardock technically. I don't believe he's on Team Bardock. I can double check that, but I'm pretty sure he's not, which actually makes that STR Bardock and the LR Bardock. I think he should be on there. A little more important. Yeah, he's not in Team Bardock. Okay, so let's go to Super Saiyan right here, and the info went weird, but you know it's okay. So same leader skill again. Well, again, covering this Bardock one more time. He's decent. He's fun. He's not too great, however. His transformation requirement, however, is pretty good. So he transforms after the 4th turn, or instantly when facing a Wicked Bloodline enemy. It is an active skill, so you can choose whenever you want to transform, which is very helpful considering if you want to stack his defense a lot. So you just stack his defense, then transform near the end of the fight. And I'll elaborate more on why about that near the end rather than the middle. But of course, it's more so you just want to stack this defense as much as possible, especially in the longer events. So he has Revenge or Low Class Warrior, again, Key 4. The Key 4 is very, very like potent. I never really talked about it, but it's very powerful for, you know, like there's some units in there who don't have the best key links, I'd say, in the Revenge category. So the Key 4 is very important, and that's why I was kind of like meh on the Torah, because since it's already Key 4 on this team specifically, we don't really need the key support. The attacking defense is helpful, but there are many other units who probably would fit the role a lot better as a support, say like Turles, or even the new LR Team Bardock, which I forgot to cover. I'll cover him right now, actually. Okay, so it raises attacking defense for 1 turn, causes immense damage to the enemy, and greatly lowers defense, which that raising attacking defense is pretty nice. The defense is the more important part, because if you see right here in his passive skill, Golden Saiyan, he gets attack plus 180% and defense plus 100%. So his defense actually goes down to 100%. I see a lot of people for some reason angry at that. He stacks defense, but then he also raises his attacking defense in 1 turn, and that attacking defense raise is a 30% raise. From looking right here, it's a 30% raise. So what that means is that he actually gets 130% defense after he super attacks, of course. But so his defense is actually higher than this way he would have been transformed just after he super attacks. But it's not that big of a deal. See, it's like somewhat of a difference from looking at it face value, because it's still like an extra 20% defense gone. But when he actually super attacks, he'll get 30% defense, which in the end will make it more defense than what he actually had. Unless you kept stacking with him, but that's a whole different thing. So he gets attack effective against all types when attacking extreme class enemies. That is very good. That's very strong. That's 3 times better than just Wicked Bloodline enemies. There's a lot of Wicked Bloodline enemies, I'd say. Actually, not really. I can't really... Like, in Super Battle World, there's, like, the first form Frieza, the King Cold, Mecha Frieza. There's not really, like, a long-term event, which has a lot of Friezas in there, so I wouldn't really consider it. Maybe in, like, in... Ooh. No, wait. Is there an int? No, not int. Would it be... Is there an STR Frieza that could easy A? I can't really think of any STR Frieza that would easy A. Well, maybe the Prime Battle STR Frieza when he Extreme Z. Actually, huh? Interesting. I wonder if they could have. That's another topic. But this Bardock might be good in the future for the Prime Battle Frieza. But when he eventually easy A's, but that's another topic. I think I could just cover that in an entire other video. Let's continue on the Bardock right here. So he gets Ki plus 3, chance of performing a critical hit and evading enemy's attack, including super attack plus 18%. So that's a 318 Saiyan, and reduces damage received by 18% for 5 turns from the start of turn. So this is starting from the Ki 3 all the way to the 18% damage reduction. That's for only 5 turns. He loses the Ki 3. It seems like he loses the Ki 3. He might not, but at the very least, he will lose the critical hit chance and the damage reduction chance. It's actually very helpful at the damage reduction because it does still make up for, again, his defensive loss, and even then he still has more defense in the end. So it's pretty nice. He launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack, and attacks become critical hits when there's a Wicked Bloodline category enemy. So that's pretty good. It's an extra part of his passive, activates sometimes. So basically this guy just destroys Wicked Bloodline category enemies, and you do want to build him with 20 additionals just because of his transform state, I would say. 20 additional, very powerful. It'll allow him to stack his defense up. He is AGL, so he's able to do that, and again, he is AGL. AGL has so many good units, and this is already another top tier unit. His links turn into Super Saiyan, and he gains Super Saiyan at first awakened. He still has family ties. What links does he lose for this? He loses Saiyan Warrior Race and Experienced Fighter? No, he loses Saiyan Warrior Race and what? Oh, he does lose Experienced Fighters. Okay, for First Awakened. Not bad. I would have preferred he lost Family Ties whatsoever. His categories. He has a lot of categories. Resurrected Warriors, Low Class Warrior, Pure Saiyans, Transformation Boost, Time Travelers, Goku's Family, Super Saiyans, Explosion of Anger, and Revenge. Again, his stats are very good. His high chance of becoming a super attack is a 50% chance, and that's basically what I have to cover with this Bardock. Very, very, very powerful unit. I think he definitely, when he's transformed, he's in the same tier as Cooler and Beerus. I wouldn't say he's better than them from looking at the details right now, because he's kind of boring and bland before he transformed. He's good before he transforms, but he's nothing spectacular. Like Beerus starts off as an impressive monster. Cooler starts off as an amazing support unit, and he synergizes so well with his team. Bardock does have that Ki 4 leader skill, but I feel like he's kind of a little boring before he transforms. I should go to the global version. This is a pretty long video already, and I still have to cover a little more stuff. So I don't know. Let's just keep going on here. So this is Team Bardock. They give, of course, Team Bardock category. Ki 3 and 120% stats, pretty good. They cause mega colossal damage. The enemy and raise superclass allies attack by 30% for 1 turn. That's on their 18 Ki. I believe their 12 Ki raises their own attack by like around 30% or so. So I just remember it's not really too important. It's decent. Saiyans Assemble. Superclass allies attack and defense plus 30%. That's pretty good. Plus an additional 30% attack and defense for Team Bardock category allies. And that's why I remember the AGL Bardock is not the Team Bardock category allies. They kind of took him out of there so he wouldn't get the extra 30%, I guess. I don't know. I feel like he should be on there because he still has a Tor headband, but it's whatever. Can't really do anything about that, especially since I believe he even flashbacks to Tor and Frieza in the special, but whatever. The links are Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Lineage, Team Bardock, Saiyan Pride, Prepare for Battle, Saiyan War, and Legendary Power. They do have Saiyan War actually. That makes sense, I guess, since they do turn grade 8. I don't think they're on the transformation category, however, because they don't actually transform, which, I mean, oh, you can't really control that. It technically makes sense, but not really. I feel like they should be on there. Um, they will struggle for key, I think. Not on Bardock's team specifically. They are on low class warriors, so they get that key 4 from Bardock's Lusco, which that's what I was talking about. This guy doesn't give himself key on their passive. They do have some key links. Same lineage, Team Bardock, River Battle. That's about 4 key, which is not bad, but for an LR without giving themselves key, definitely can struggle into a normal 3 key leader. That's basically all the units I had to cover. Mecha Freeze and King Cold, I could just cover them real quick for the global players. I believe they're Wicked Bloodline 130%. No, the Wicked Bloodline Key 3, 100% attack. Their super attack effect is actually pretty good. It causes mega colossal damage and raises extreme class allies attack by 30% for 2 turns, which is very nice. It's like just like the Saiyan thing, just like the AGL Pan, Dokkan Awakening, and under 12 key they lower attack with colossal damage. Attacking defense plus 66%, additional attack plus 20% per Wicked Bloodline category ally on the team, up to 60%. Key 9 when there is a Super Saiyan category enemy. Not bad, not the best, however. I feel like I only use them 55%, however. So, I don't know, maybe my opinion will change in the future. Brutal Beatdown, Tough as Nails, Universal Most Malevolent, Strongest Clan in Space, Thirst for Conquest, Spirit and Faith, and Legendary Power. So not bad. Pretty good, very good links for Frieza Saga, for Frieza, you know, family unit. That's basically what it is. And that's basically everyone I had to cover right in here. Now let's go on to this right here. So, let's see. Gohan, Easy A, very broken. He gives all types key 3, 120% stats. He actually still has a medium chance to stun on his 12 key, and has an 18 key he used to raise attack greatly. Now he greatly raises attack and defense, and causes colossal damage, which is very impactful. That extra defense is huge because now he gets key 2, attack and defense plus 77%. That alone is very good. It's so much better already than what he used to be. And then when he's under 50% HP or below, he gets an additional key 7 and attack plus 58%. He doesn't get an extra defense buff because on a super attack, it would, with the super attack included into it, it would be too much defense. Because he already, he also breaks enemy guard, my fault. And when there's a Goku ally, excluding youth, Ginyu Jr., baseless adult Goku, attacking in the same turn, he reduces damage by 58%. 58% damage reduction. On top of LR stats, on top of 77% defense, on top of him greatly raising defense on his super attack. And he's not, it's not like, he didn't even, like, before he, I seen like a post somewhere on the Reddit before where he broke a 3 million attack stat. But obviously he's barely using now, so that was back then, when he only had like, what, 20k attack on his passive. This guy's gonna be crazy. He's gonna be actually insane. A true worthy unit for Super Battle Road. I remember how hard it used to be back in the day. And this one's probably gonna be just as hard as it was. I hope it is anyways, because this guy's insane. So I feel like it's gonna be a real difficulty, you know, turn up. So I'm excited for that. And other than that, it's like, you get it from the new Super Battle Road stages. This is not coming to global, however, from what I believe, so that sucks, but it is what it is. You can't really control what Bandai does. And yeah, this guy is insane. When I do his showcase video, I already have him rainbowed and everything. When I just easy am do my showcase video, I'll go ahead and, you know, talk about that, but bro, it's crazy. So this is the revenge category. You know, I'm gonna make a separate video on this. This one's getting too long. But it's gonna be maybe a rant video. I don't know. Hey, it's stupid. Stupid exclusions like STR Cooler, Rage Goku. It's actually like it's retarded. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I do hope you have a wonderful day. Let me know if you liked, you know, the video right now. It's probably definitely a longer one. It's gonna upload as soon as I record So I'm going to, after this video, I'm going to go ahead and wait for the actual data down for the news to update. Hopefully, if it does update, it may update on the global side. We'll have to wait. We might have to wait until the global news updates. I'm not too sure how that's gonna work, but it is what it is. If we have to wait, no biggie. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know if there's anything I can improve on or anything. Feedback is greatly appreciated. And yeah, I'll see you all next time.